everybody. Welcome to the Warrior Chronicles for Tuesday, the 27th of August. Today, I wanted to cover off a couple of things, predominantly the workshops and what they are and when they're coming up. So you'll see a little pop-up on the screen shortly. We'll pop that up for you. And then that way you can see and what we're and see what astrology is all about. After that, we'll be doing spiritual tools, which is all about the different things that we can call in to help us on our spiritual path. So some people use pendulums, so we'll be looking at traditional pendulums as well as using wedding rings, which is what they used to use, and what I still like to use, especially when we're predicting genders of babies and things like that, right through to the super scary and ever fascinating Ouija board. And I will be breaking my girl down and showing you what that looks like. I will not play with the Ouija board in the workshop setting. I will show you how to use it, what it is, little tips and hints on how to keep everything safe for you while you're playing with the Ouija board, but I certainly wouldn't do that in such a way in a group setting, okay, because you've got less control over what's going on. Then inhale the good shit, exhale the bullshit, right in the middle of the courses, and that is predominantly about stress relief, helping with anxiety, helping us to, everyone talks about being grounded and, being calm and being in the moment. And this particular course will teach you that you don't have to do yoga to be grounded. You don't have to meditate to be grounded. We're doing the human experience, so you're kind of already grounded. So that's what that will all be about, as well as a whole bunch of other tools for helping to relieve our daily stresses and how to process them and manage them. Then we've got spirits playing already with me. Hurry up, they're giving me the poke. Then we've got understanding our past lives and ancestral baggage. Now, this is a lot to do with the emotion code, traumas that we've received, and a lot of you're just breaking down any sort of family generated, family inherited causes and concerns that we can break through. Now, we have the power to be able to snap them off completely in this lifetime, and I will teach you a few little resources and hints and tips on how to do that. So not only are you healing yourself, but you're also healing all your past and future generations of your family unit. It wouldn't be me if we didn't do something on invoking the warrior within, and that's all about empowerment. What is it? How did that look for the individual person? All those sorts of things. So you have to join me for that. Also, a little bit of mediumship going on. So I called it I See Dead People because I have a warped sense of humor, I suppose. But it teaches you how to do that. And a lot of people think that mediums, Alison DeBra, if you remember that program, where she would see the most horrific things. It's not like that. It's really doesn't need to be like that. It's very Hollywood the way they approach mediumship and what that looks like. So I want to give you a few ideas on other things that you can look for when you're embarking on your mediumship life and your journey, and also what you might already be doing that mediumship now and how to enhance that. Then manifesting in vision boards. Now, we have a manifesting lady on the spiritual events directory. Absolutely. Check her out if you'd like to learn more. My manifesting and vision boards is a little bit different because I bring in some witchy poo stuff. So using the moon, using a ritual, using cutting away, allowing space for new things to come in, and also vision boards and how to get the best out of your vision board so you can really manifest and bring those things into you. And then finally, we're finishing up on the 19th of September in crystal therapy, and we're learning all about crystal therapy and what that looks like, how we can use crystals in our daily life to be able to enhance things, enhance our experiences, and what the various types of crystals are and how we can live with them. So play with the rocks, I suppose. Now, what I can do, now I've just noticed here that somebody can't hear me. Hopefully we've sorted all that out. Everybody can hear me now? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Hopefully you can hear me. What I will let you know is we are offering a bonus deal. Now, what the bonus deal is if you pay for a workshop, so just say, for example, you would like to join in the astrology workshop live tonight at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, what you will receive is not only that workshop, but will also, as a bonus to you, give you the previous workshop for free. So astrology's tonight, you will automatically get a copy for you to retain of the numerology course that we did late last week. So similarly, when we look at for example, understanding our past lives, not only will you get that, but you'll also get the inhale the good shit, exhale the bullshit. So you'll be able to learn about stress relief as well as learning how to let go of things that should not be affecting you in your daily current life. So if you're interested in any of those courses, you can book through me directly. You can book through the spiritual events directory. You need to book somewhere. I don't mind where. There's no right or wrong way of booking, but get yourself on any of those classes that piques your interest, and we'll get started with just giving you a few different ideas. I'm not a stickler for the rules, okay? I just believe, do as you will, harm none, take no shit. So I won't say you have to do it this way because this is the only way. This is my way, and I can help you unlock the way that's going to suit you for your comfort level. So if you're interested in joining the courses, please do so. Grab your seat. Remember that the bonus is that you will receive the previous course, the one directly before the one that you sign up for free as a thank you for joining us on the Spiritual Event Directory. All the courses are run by me, so if you have a problem with my whiny voice, please don't sign up, because you'll get to listen to me in an interactive workshop for an hour and a half to 2 hours. So but if you love my voice and you find it extremely soothing, then I look forward to seeing you. So with all of that said, and making sure, yes, everyone can hear me. Woohoo! There we go. We're back to my big face. So we might get started. So I don't even know what we're doing today. I don't know. Spirit decided to tell me a whole bunch of stuff. And I think what I'd like to do is we'll do some card pulls, all the normal stuff. But what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about abuse. Now, the reason why I want to talk about abuse is because it can disguise itself in a multitude of ways, okay? So people think abuse is getting punched or getting hit or knowing that you're walking on eggshells because your partner, and this is not just, your boyfriend or your husband. This could be girlfriends as well. So, your partner is being abusive in a whole bunch of ways, okay? And this is about being able to move forward. Now, the reason why I wanted to raise this, I suppose, and it did come to me a little bit earlier, but I didn't know where to go with that or what to do, because it's such a sensitive subject, and it's really, really hard to admit that you're in that situation yourself. It's also really hard to ask for help because most of the time you're so isolated from everybody that you think no one will give a shit if you do put your hand up, or no one will believe you. It's just a really sensitive topic, but I think it needs to be touched on because I was talking to someone recently and they said to me, something came up, and I said to them that Terry, my husband, I called him by his name. I usually just say my husband. But Terry is the only man in my entire life, aside from my grandfather, that has not abused me in one way or another. And when I said that, it was such a, even though it's reality and you kind of know it on some level, but actually verbalizing that for the first time in my life, that this man I'm with right now is the only male in my life that has never abused me in any way, in any form. And I think to myself, I'm 42. That's disgusting. Like, abuse from father, abuse from brother, abuse from uncles. You're around that sort of stuff all the time. You don't realize when you don't have it. And that's the scariest thing, because you think, well, they're not punching me, or she's not doing this, or they're not cheating on me. There's other things that you need to look for in a relationship. And it's someone, a relationship is being able to celebrate all of life's experiences together and be able to hold each other's hand when you get the really shitty stuff chucked at you, not to tiptoe around or worry about what's going on, or worrying about what sort of mood they're going to be in when they come home from work or come home from the pub, or, all that. Or even, you changed the channel and you didn't realize that they were watching it purely because they were snoring their head off for the last 20 minutes. You thought it was okay to change the channel. So what I really want to touch on is, if you're in any type of relationship where you feel that you cannot 100% be your authentic, beautiful, quirky, weird, wonderful self in every single way, every single day, then you need to have a good look at your relationship and the people that are doing those sorts of things to you, and the people that are restricting you from being your perfect self, your whole self. And really decide whether that's something you want to continue with, okay? I had an experience with a man years ago, and he sat down next to me, and I was absolutely distraught. My first partner was extremely abusive. I came from an abusive upbringing. I thought that, screaming at people was the only way, getting violent was the only way that you got what you wanted in life. So very screwed up ideas on things. And I was crying my eyes out trying to get out of, what do I need to do? I knew I wasn't depressed. The doctor gave me antidepressants. I wasn't upset. I wasn't depressed. I was sad, because there's got to be more to life than this shit. Seriously. So, and this young man said to me, you've got all the makings to be an extraordinary person. And that was it. That was the trigger for me to go, fuck it, I'm out. I'm going to go do something else. Now, admittedly, I didn't get, the second person wasn't as abusive as the first person, but it was still abusive. And once I worked out that abuse had different forms, I was able to get smarter. And I suppose the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because by the time I got around to number 3 abuser, different styles of abuse, okay, so I did learn, I was getting somewhere. By the time I got around to the end of that relationship, the 3rd relationship, I went to see a psychic down in South Australia, and I said to her, I have been single for about 7 months at that point. All men are this, all men are that. I hate them. They're idiots. I'm going to buy a cat, move to the bush, and live happily ever after. And she said to me, I'd like to give you a gift. And I thought, great, she's going to buy me a cat. Bingo. She didn't buy me a cat. What she did was she gave me a man's name and that man's telephone number, and he was an astrotherapist. Now, she said to me, that was around about November, December, she said to me, okay, I don't want you to ring him till after Christmas. Ring him after Christmas. So 1st of January, I'm on that bloody phone. Right, hi, this is me. I don't know what to do, but I've been given your name and your telephone number, and this is the gift that I was given. I didn't even know what the gift was. I didn't care. What I did know is I'd never wanted to attract another abusive person in any way, not even covert, overt, nothing. I wanted no narcissist in my life at all. I certainly didn't want to be in a relationship with one. And I was thinking about this when I started putting the astrology workshop together. Now, that psychic medium is a beautiful woman. The gift that she gave me was the astrotherapy session. So the man who would provide the astrotherapy session. So I went through each individual placement of every planet in my chart, and we work through the trauma that was associated with that. We work through the good things. We replace some psychic traumas with some positive thoughts and some positive reinforcement, which was, I'm not a lesbian, so I kind of only have men to have relationships with. So I needed to change my perception on men. Just because I had, like essentially a dozen men that were really shitty around me doesn't mean that all men are. So I really had to have a mindset change for me. Hopefully you can still see me live. I've frozen at this end. So we'll just make sure that everything's up. I've got absolutely no comms whatsoever. So I'll just keep going just in case you can all hear me. So I'm back now. So I froze for a little second then. So what happened is when the psychic gave me the gift, the gift for her in her mind was to help me understand myself on a greater level. What that psychic did not understand and probably never even saw coming was the gift of my adopted dad, who is that astrotherapist, and we have been very close, almost biological, but impossible to be biological family ever since. And she gave me an introduction to astrology that I'd never considered before. And astrology is such a passion. So this woman saying, hey, I've got a resource here. And this is what we do in our job as psychics and mediums. I've got a resource here. I want to give you some knowledge about this resource so you can go and research it and see if this will help you. And that's all she did. She took that first step. I made the phone call. I got an adopted dad out of it. I got a better, healthier way of living. I got to change my perception on men. I have the most beautiful male friends around me that Yetis and wolves, they are. Yetis don't come anywhere near me. I do not attract any abusive men anywhere near me ever again. She gave me an opportunity to learn about a whole topic of astrology, which I'd never even touched on. And then when Pete taught me about astrology, and he still teaches me about astrology because there's so much to learn, everything in my life started to change, So one person giving me one gift that she never saw coming, the rest of the gifts that I will have for the rest of my life, that's what it's all about. So this whole abusive thing, something needs to shift in us, I'm not saying that we are attracting shitheads into our lives. We kind of do, but it's not intentional. It's because I didn't have any boundaries. I thought because number 2 wasn't punching me in the face on a weekly basis, and that was okay. It wasn't. I thought because number 3 wasn't cheating on me, not straight away, then I thought that wasn't an abuse. He was giving me the silent treatment. He was ignoring me for like a week at a time, even longer sometimes. That's still abuse. That's not what you do. So I knew that I didn't want to attract another abusive person into my life. I needed to take control and do something for me. And that's where one chance reading with a psychic said to me, this is what you need to do. Have a think about this. Don't call him till after the new year. Bloody 9 a.m. the 1st of January, I was on the phone and I've never looked back. So that's a little story about my abuse. I'm smiling about it because you know what? I fucking nailed it. I'm sorry if you get offended because I swear, but that's just me. I'm so authentically me. But I came out the other side, I had the worst childhood. I had shitty relationships. I didn't become bitter. I didn't start to be a cheater or a liar or anything horrible. I grew from those experiences, always thinking there's got to be more to life. And if you get nothing out of today's chat and me waffling, then think about what you want in your life. Are you getting everything that you need so that you are constantly smiling? I'm even smiling when I'm sad half the time, So because there's so many things to be grateful for. The last thing, this is not a dress rehearsal. You need to really take control of your life and remember that you're the director of your own life. You're not a supporting actor, So, Moira, absolutely. Let's go. Let's do some readings now that I've bored you to death with my abuse story. But you know what? If we make it okay to talk about these sorts of things and we raise awareness that this is not isolated. I mean, I'm 42, so a lot of people in my age bracket had really shitty parents, It's just a fact of life. That's just the way it is. A whole generation fell off the rails. But if I keep that to myself and I'm not sharing my story, that doesn't really allow you space and safety to share yours. And between the pair of us, we might be able to overcome some really horrific things and make them understanding in our brain, make some sort of level of comprehension, and we can take that negative and turn it into such a positive. I mean, roses won't grow into beautiful flowers if you don't cover them in shit first, right? So that's what I want to give to you today. That is my gift to you today, is that if life is not working for you, if you are not getting up every single morning going, yes, what have you got in store for me today, then have a think, baby doll, because no one gets out alive given, okay? But it's certainly not a dress rehearsal, okay? You only got today. So make it the best possible day you can. Right, let's get into some readings. Who we got here today? Oh, a whole bunch of people. Melissa would like to know, will you get your chart done? Okay, Melissa, in order to do a chart correctly and properly and to really understand, because you've got a whole bunch of planets, so predominantly 7 planets, then you've got those all aspected. So Saturn can be aspected to a whole bunch of planets. And aspected means that you've got a whole bunch of types of aspects, whether they work in conjunction, whether they work in opposition, they square them, how this works, okay? So predominantly you will get a little bit of information about the best parts to look at in your chart. So date of birth, if you give me your date of birth, your time, and where you were born, then we can plot that information. When we plot that information, then I would be saying to you, what is the biggest concern that you have right now? And if you said to me relationships, then I'd be looking at your 7th house, which is the house of relationships. And if it's blank, or if you've got some planet in there that's aspected in such a way that could be causing that little bit of a trouble point for you in relationships, I will give you that core information for you to research and have a bit more. You're always welcome to come back and have a bit more of a chat with me about that, of course, absolutely. But you won't get through an hour and a half of dissecting someone's chart if you do it properly, okay? Because it's I don't look at stereotypical astrology, which is why I do not read horoscopes, because I am not a true Libran. I have a mutual reception of Saturn. I have about 3 or 4 different mutual receptions, so I will never behave like the planet that is in that position. I will have like a mirror image, or have aspects in such a way that will create different elements of my personality, and you will be exactly the same. I'm not any different from you, but we all have different aspects. So it's impossible to do your entire chart in a 1.5 hour session in a workshop, but we can certainly have a look at your north node, so your soul contract, what you need to do this lifetime to be able to fulfill your soul contract, where you come from, what you're letting go of, which is your south node, relationships, how you can enhance your relationships, and also types of charts. So if you've got a splatter chart, how that looks, what that means, or if you've got, your quadrants, you might be quadrant heavy and hemisphere heavy, and they'll have different meanings for different charts. So we'll certainly have a look at the key or the core issues in your chart and give you some homework to do. And we might even have a follow-up class that will be offered. Actually, we will. We will have a follow-up workshop where you can come back and share all that information, and that will be a free workshop. So Sarah, if you're watching, can you please thumbs up and remind me that that's why I said later, because I'm channeling right now and I will forget. Okay, Lizzie, can I please have a card? Yes, you can. And then we'll get to Moira. How are we going? Going quite well today. Now, I've got my old favorites. Oh, Lizzie. Now, Lizzie, you've got a couple of different things going on here. The first thing is there's a male coming into your life. Now, he's a male that likes to be listened to. Now, if you don't have a relationship right now, the second card that came out, the arrows of love. So you've got a relationship coming in for you. If you are in a relationship right now, this man is actually going to start changing aspects of his personality a little bit, which will be changing for the better. So if he's a little bit aloof, for example, now, that will be the intimacy and romance will actually start to enhance a little bit. And when you do that, you'll feel a little bit more in love with one another. Okay, so a couple of different things, but predominantly the man that's coming into your life or is in your life is about to change. Okay, so you're attracting a different style of man. Now, if you've been married for 20 years and I say to you that you're attracting a different style of man, don't think that we're going to chuck out the old man. We don't have a new for old replacement insurance policy on these guys, okay? But it could be that he lands a job and all of a sudden he has a zest for life again, or he takes a redundancy package and all of a sudden he's not so stressed. He goes and does something that he enjoys doing. And when men are not stressed, we don't have to hear about it. Really, isn't it? But, you know, men are a bit funny when it comes to stress. So if anything is stressing them out, it could lead to all sorts of dysfunctions and dysfunctional areas of their lives. So if you're with a man right now, Lizzie, then he is about to go through a bit of a transformation. If you're not with a man right now, then you're going to attract a man that's already been through that transformation. It's going to enhance the love affair of your life. Nice one. Moira would like to move house. Do you think it would be a good decision? You know what? I think so. And you know why? Because the house you're in feels like a house. Okay, it doesn't feel like home, and you want it to feel like home. I know that you're undecided about whether you want to do this or not. Umming and ahhing, going backwards and forwards because you got the 9 of Wands. Okay, so it's undecided. But if you change the way you look at things, you change the way you're looking at the moving of the house. Take the hassle of packing everything up, for example. And look at how nice it's going to be to have a bigger backyard, or some of the things that you want to move house for. You want it to feel like a home. You want it to feel really when you get home after work, okay? So if they're the reasons that you want to move house, which I'm pretty sure they are because I'm getting the big nod from the other side of the world, then start doing that, making that happen, okay? I think the move would be a very good choice for you. It feels a bit stagnant where you are. Okay, bit stagnant, not enough flow, okay, not enough chi energy. Oh, Moira, I am in the happiest place of my life. It's just ridiculous. That's a fact, Chris. So Chris says abuse comes from in many forms, often from the ones we trust. It's terrible, isn't it? Really terrible when they do that. And it's like it's a control thing. It's a control thing. When I went through my first relationship, I thought that that's what you do, okay? And then I learned from the second relationship, more maybe this is what you do. So I learned different things, but at the end of the day, I was trying to not be my authentic. I wasn't allowed to be my authentic self, so I couldn't actually be me without the layers to protect me, okay? So the man that I'm with now, I don't need any layers. Actually, the less layers, better. He's such a beautiful human being. He's just lovely. All right. Leonie, I've recently started dating a lovely man. Oh, haven't lost everything. I'm back. I think I'm ignoring spirit, see? I'm actually in my human form right now. They are floating around, but they're messing up my computer and they're putting me on freeze and they're doing all crazy things. Right, Leonie wants to know where the relationship is heading. She's dating a lovely man. Leonie, oh, I like him. He's got big hands. Now, the big hand, the big hot hand, he's got beautiful. Now, when I say beautiful, okay, I'm referring to energetically. So if this man is a truck driver and he's got big knuckles, I will still see him as having beautiful hands because of the healing that they have, okay? So the energy that he pushes out through his hand. So he is someone who will hold your hand and do things with you. He's actually really nice. He's got old-fashioned values too, which is really cool. I think you're hanging on a little bit to previous relationships and some of the lessons that you learned, and making sure that you don't go through that again, and you're not, okay? So you've come like similar to me, leaps and bounds in understanding relationships and understanding what you want. So now you're as close as you're ever going to get. So this man is going to be Mr. Perfect for you, okay? And when I say Mr. Perfect, for you, so the things that you want. You're still juggling some ideas around on what to do, how they're going to work. Just let all of that go and run with it, okay? Because what will be, absolutely. He feels really nice. He's just the heat coming off your lovely man, Leonie, is a beautiful heat. You know, heat is the warmth. It's the sun on your face. It's that, you know, I'm alive feeling, okay? You've got all of that with this man. He's really lovely. Good on you. Nice job. Better than the last one, eh? Okay. Debbie, same thing happened to you. You know what? It's everywhere. And there's such a... Sarah, the lady who runs the Spiritual Events Directory, when I first met her, she said to me, would you be interested in telling your story? And I went, nope. I will give you the tip of the iceberg. I'm not going deep. She goes, go deeper. I'm not going deep. I can't go deep because my story is horrific. And I don't want people to feel sorry for me, and I don't want people to feel pity and then I thought, hang on a minute. I feel ashamed. I was so private because I was ashamed of things that I had no control over or no perceived control. Why do I a little kid in an adult body not understanding that they were adult yet? And because I had grown up in such a suppressed environment, I thought that that's just what you do. I didn't realize that I get to say, no, I'm not. And you don't have a place in my life. So by Sarah triggering me and saying, go deep, and I'm like, no way, lady, you're crazy. It actually opened up for me to ask myself, why did I feel shame? I didn't abuse anybody. I got abused. Why am I feeling ashamed about this? So awareness is definitely opening solutions. And Debbie, you hang in there because life is about to bloody go gangbusters, okay? Because you don't go through shit for no reason. You just don't, okay? Don't ever let them get the upper hand over you. You don't even have to show them what you're capable of. You need to show yourself what you're capable of. Natasha Benson. This is it. And you know what? Natasha's about to embark on a journey. When you say no to abuse of any kind, it's like a green light for every wanker in the universe to come and get you and see how strong your boundaries are and see if they can find a little weak spot to poke and see what they can do to get you triggered. Okay, so when I said no to abuse of any description, just like you, I started to get people that would do it in a very clever manner. I even got females that were narcissists that tried to maneuver, and I spoke about this earlier in my live on my page, was I had a boss and she was the sweetest little angelic Cupid thing. You don't say no to her though, because she will cut you off at the knees, and they are her words. And I didn't realize that was actually emotional abuse. It was a manipulation abuse. She was abusing her power to get what she wanted out of her staff. You can't do that. That's not, it's crazy. But the universe sends you little things just to see how serious you are about your emotions and your boundary setting and what you will accept and what you won't accept. So stand tall, stand proud, don't buckle on your boundaries. And they'll give up and go somewhere else, okay? It's like the dog that barks every time you walk past a fence. If you don't rise to the occasion and you don't jump and you know he's there and you know he's going to bark, you just keep walking and ignore him, sooner or later he'll start to ignore you back. So you're embarking on a bit of a journey. Now, your journey is going to be one of your spiritual and your personal self. Now, this reading is for Natasha Benson. And even though she's dead, she's starting to rear its ugly head and everything's changing, she's got the journey over ground. So she's learning. The page is all about learning, opportunities to learn, opportunities to download some more information, wander about boundary setting. So she's learning how to do that. And she's, Natasha is like me, God bless us. You actually learn by experience. So we could read a book on narcissism and go, oh yeah, that's a book on narcissism. But when you actually live it, the storyline is etched in your head forever and ever. And this is what Natasha does. She actually learns through experiences, okay? You're not alone, sister. So you are learning how to put your boundaries down, so you've wand down. You're learning how to navigate through that, okay? And you're learning how to say, that's enough, guys. I'm going to follow my heart here and my head, and I'm going to make the decisions that are in my best interest, okay? Some people will go kicking and screaming. They're your biggest narcissists. They're the biggest ones that you need to be careful of. The people that go, let me hold your hand and I'll walk with you, they're the ones that you can allow into your circle. The ones that say, I hold space for you. You go on your journey and I'll be right here when you get back or when you come full circle. They're the ones that you keep a reserved seat at your table. Because the ones that walk with you will sometimes want to maneuver you along the path and distract you. Come and look at this, come look at that. The ones that will allow space for you to journey and not judge you and to walk along the path yourself, they're the ones that you want at your table, your circle, who you let into your inner workings of your life, because they're the people that will allow you to grow at your own space and your own time. So they're the really cool ones. Just something I learned a long time ago. Because I thought if you held my hand and you helped me walk, then everything would be all right. But then I realized I was actually too busy looking at everything they wanted to look at instead of some of the things I wanted to look at. Sophie loved my shit analogy. Sophie, where possible, I try to bring farting and shitting into most of my analogies, probably because my inner child is a 12-year-old boy called Max. He thinks he's hilarious and he still laughs at farts. So, and it takes the pressure off having to, it's such a really deep, hard subject. And if we can have a little bit of a giggle while we're trying to work through that trauma and that healing, then why not? I mean, giggling is so much easier to do and it's so much nicer to do than crying. And, crying is part of the grief, but I don't want to cry about it for the rest of my life. I want to look back and have a bit of a giggle. So, okay, let's have a look. Oh, Natasha's tough. Love her. That's your experience coming through, my love. There's no more to those relations. Good on you. Okay, Amber. Amber's learning about inner strength. What she wants. Now, the couple of different ideas that you've got coming on will be all about you wanting to shuffle things around, to balance things out, and to work out what you want to do moving forward. So if you've had the one job for a couple of years now and you want to go to a different industry or a different career change or a different thing altogether, this is what you're starting to process, how you're going to do this. You certainly want to start next year in a completely different frame of mind. Now, that's not me predicting, that's where you are right now. You want things to change. Things are changing and you're ready for it. You're so ready to embrace the differences that are going on. Sometimes you can get a little bit melancholy about some things that you might need to let go of, okay? You don't have to let go of everything. You don't have to let go of anything you don't want to. And it's perfectly okay to be melancholy, but also apply logic to it and make sure that those melancholy or those feelings of, the past times and all those sorts of things are not holding you back from having a future. So don't spend all your life thinking about past things that are holding you in that chapter. Look for things that you can do right now. So you're also transforming, and you're transforming in such a way that's going to shift the way you do things, which is going to shift the way you think about things as well. So you've got some really cool, a really cool couple of months ahead of you. So that was for Amber. I need a little sip. I hate taking tablets, and I found a way to have my vitamins, and it's that they're like little fizzy tablets that go in your water. They taste so much better, I really hate tablets. They get stuck in my throat. Not good. Okay, Melissa Brennan. I think I got Melissa. Did I get Melissa? I remember seeing your name. Let me have a little looky. Melissa. Oh, I remember seeing your face because you've got such a lovely face. You've got a black and white picture. Such a pretty face. Roxy's here. Melissa wants to know about health. Your body lets you know in every single way what's going on. So generally, people get upper respiratory or they get stomach upsets. But when I tune into your health, it's all over body health, okay? So you need to have alignment. Sorry, I skipped one person. I'm at Melissa now. Sorry, I just do what I'm told. But Melissa, you need to make sure that you've got balance in all areas of your life, okay? So what I mean by balance in all areas is that you feel things on a body level as well. So it's not like you will walk past someone and you'll catch the flu or anything like that. It's more that if you're out of whack somewhere else in your life, your body lets you know. So it's an all over thing. Make sure that you've got a not just a when people say balanced diet, they mean lots of fruit and veggies and all that sort of stuff, okay? But what I mean by balanced diet for you is to work out what foods are really good for you and your body, okay? I can't have apples, but everyone thinks apples are healthy, and they are, but they really screw me over. So work out the things that are really good for you, because when you're a little bit out of balance, your whole body, you're so sensitive that your whole body is out of balance. So Melissa, work with a naturopath, okay? Do alternative therapies, do organic stuff, do all that as close to wiping dirt off your fruit and veggies before you shove it in your mouth as you possibly can, okay? Because you're super sensitive. I like the way you feel. I wish that you had a color photo though, because black and white I don't think does your beauty justice. Does it make sense? So beauty, again, I'm talking about frequencies, but you're a very pretty lady, don't get me wrong, but you've got this beautiful, you've got a beautiful feel about you. Very sensitive to lots of things going on, okay? So your filtration system needs to make sure that you're drinking, filtered water. Make sure that you don't put anything in your body. Whoop, there we go. Don't put anything in your body that is too harsh. Does that make sense? All right, let's flick to Sophie. Sophie, I will PM you, my darling, because that's a very sensitive subject, and if you're in family court, you could probably get in trouble for discussing anything outside of the court, just from something I was involved in. I helped a lady a little while ago about her family court stuff. So I will talk to you offline, my love. It will not be a charge to Sophie, and I do not do this normally, okay, everyone? So Sophie's family court is a private conversation, not a public one. Hope you understand, Sophie. Okie dokie. Miranda Ross. Miranda Ross, let's have a little look. You've got some victory news coming. If you are, now you're riding into victory, okay? So if you want to change, I'm wearing a T-shirt today. First time ever all winter that I get to wear a T-shirt because it's been freezing. Now, back to Miranda. You've got some information coming to you that is a victory information. It's good information. It's you having a mastery over whatever it is that's going on. There's a lot of healing involved in this. So if you're changing your job, changing your life, changing your relationship, whatever you're doing, you're going to come in on a nice white horse. Literally coming in on a beautiful, powerful energy. You're just feeling very comfortable with where you are with everything that's going on. So look out for what I would like you to consider, Miranda, is making sure that if you're looking for another position right now, you know exactly what you're looking for. Now, I don't care about industries, okay? So when I look at Miranda, I think that she's got transferable skills. So if you will use this as an example, you're an admin person, you can be an admin person in 5,000 different industries. So when you're applying for positions and you want to change the style of position that you're in, even though you've got these amazing skill set in admin, look for different industries, okay? So don't always go to pharmaceutical if you've always worked in pharmaceutical. Don't go to commercial or, like the fire industry like I'm in. Don't do all that sort of stuff. Look completely different, okay? Take your transferable skills and sell them in such a way that highlights your skills and not your job or your job description. That's where a lot of people go wrong with their resumes. They say they sort of kind of list their duties, but what I'm looking for as a HR manager is I'm looking for what you can do with those skills, okay? So if you always wrote the minutes for the meeting, but you actually came up with the meeting format and how to set the agenda out in such a way that it was easy to follow, I want to know that that's what you created. I don't want to know that you wrote the minutes. That's boring and batshit. I want to know what you created, what you can bring to me and my organization. So switch a few things around. Miranda's going places, okay? She's just going places. She's got a lot of transferable skills. Look at changing your job. I don't know whether you're studying, there's books going on, there's lots of things going on, but whatever is coming to you as an offer, grab it with both hands, run with it. Spiritual events directory. Oh, you are hilarious. Now that would be lovely, Sarah. Okay. Free follow-up to workshop. Melissa, you are a godsend. Perfect. That's exactly what's. All right. So Melissa's going to be my new PA for when I'm channeling. So if I say stuff and forget about it, you can be my conduit between my scattered medium brain and the beautiful Sarah from Spiritual Events Directory. Okay, Katina. Am I really going to have to pronounce? I love that. It's got so many different syllables and different vibrations in it. Katina, do your numerology on your name and find out what number that is. So if you don't know how to do that, where's my little thing? Oh, here's one I prepared earlier, first time in my life. Okay, so see how every single letter of the alphabet has a number. Now, in numerology, we only go up to 9. Now, I realize we do master numbers and all that sort of stuff, but essentially they are double up or triple ups and things like that of the same number. So if you're a 22, you actually just 2 by power of 2, okay? So it's just an increased number 2. So see how you've got different letters and they've all got a numerical sequence. Now, all I've done is gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I've gone ABC all the way through, and then I've started the new line when I've ran out of room. So, Katina, I would like you, including your middle name, to work out what your name breaks down to, because it's just oh my goodness, you got like a little egghead. You are so not an egghead in any way, shape, or form. So I would love to know what your numerology number is. You can PM it to me, or if you're really clever, you can do it and post it here. But I would love to know what that is, because that name with that many syllables and that many vibrations has just got to be something crazy in that. Now, if you missed that piece of paper that I just held up, you can jump on any Google search and just and type in something along the lines of numerology, alphabet values, something like that, and it will bring it up for you so you can have a look for yourself. My name, Johnita Francis, is 66, which is double family. And my husband, when he and I first met and I ran the numerology, I said, "Oh, you have to marry me so I can be a 66." And he thought that was hilarious for a very long time. But yeah, we are looking at Katina. I just had some cards pop out. reflecting back, Katina, reflecting back on what is going on around you, thinking about the things that have passed now, thinking things that have happened a little while ago, learning from those experiences, learning about what you're going to do. Best advice I can give to you, aside from check out your name on numerology, because it will astound you, I can tell you now, is take yourself some time out. When you need to have those really big decisions in your life, any decision that, you know, you are worried about making the right decision, take yourself away. Water, bush, beach, makes no difference where you go, but it needs to be by yourself so that you're in your own space, so you can decide what it is that you want to do. I know that when you look for answers to today's concerns and issues, you look at past experiences. That is the smartest way you can do things. And it's not because you're marred by the past, it's because you really understood the lessons that you were receiving. So you're able to go, you know, if I do this, what happened in the past? Is this something, am I smarter now? Can I apply it differently? What is it that I can do different this time so I don't bring that same lesson to me? She's a very, very smart lady. I like it when I'm surrounded by smart people. But Katina, even though you've got this cute little egg head, there is nothing egghead about you in any way, shape or form. You've got a beautiful creativity, and you're funky. Like, you know, you just got that weirdo Aquarian energy feel about you, where you just left the field. And I would really love for you to step right out into that spotlight with your beautiful, authentic self and just go for it, because you know, you've learned a lot in your lifetime, and you're able to apply those lessons to experiences, and you're actually able to help people as well. You would be able to do very much a humanitarian service for others. So if you wanted to get into counseling or talking to people, counseling was way too rigid for me, because I like to drop the F-bomb, if you haven't already noticed, and most people would freak out if I did that. So but I'm able to help other people by sharing my stories and my experiences and talking to spirit and getting them to give me some insight as well. So Katina is she's just not, is just your main chapter is just about to start. So I'm really excited for you. It's very cool time for you in your life. Melissa's got my back. Janelle would love a card. Janelle, you just got the money card coming out in a big way. Lots of money coming in. Lots of money. What else are you going to do? No, it's worked money, okay? So you will be able to work for the money, but you're feeling very happy with it. So when I say work for the money, that doesn't mean that you're going to have to stick it to the man, okay? Do something else for somebody else. It's an opportunity for you to learn some skills or do some things differently and turn perhaps your hobby into an income stream for you. So when I pulled out the 10 of Pentacles, I also pulled out the 9 of Cups, which means that you are going to be super happy with whatever you decide to do, but it is more money coming in for you. So I'm really pleased about that, because the more money you get, Janelle, the more you can do workshops. Woohoo! Everybody wins. And I get to hang out with you more often, which is always an absolute pleasure. So we've got Cherie as well. How are we going for time? 6 minutes. Today just went too, wow. Cherie. Cherie would like to take a few more risks, okay? You're jumping into a happier time in your life. You think about variables, you weigh up the pros and the cons, and you're going to jump anyway. Now, what I mean by jump is that you're going to go on an adventure that is able to unlock different aspects of your personality that you may not necessarily be aware that they are there. Now, that is, in astrology, we call that the 5th harmonic, so it's a hidden talent, okay? Anyway, for you right now, the more adventure and exploring of yourself and of your environment around you will start to unlock more and more things. Okay, so think outside the square, go and try different things, walk past the music store, go inside, pick up a guitar, see how it feels, that sort of stuff. Okay, so just really come right out of your comfort zone and see what extra hidden stuff you've got inside of you that's just bursting to come out. We don't know, we're not born, and well, some of us are not born thinking, oh, I'm a painter. Others are very lucky. They know instantly what they are. I didn't know that I could paint. I'm not very good at it, but I do abstract stuff. And I didn't know that I could do that until I picked up a paintbrush and had come right out of my comfort zone. Now, the first few people that saw my paintings asked me if I had Parkinson's, whatever. The next person asked me if I was a 2-year-old or if a 2-year-old painted it. And you know what? I don't care. I like the way painting made me feel while I was doing it. So by me coming out of my comfort zone and ignoring the naysayers, I was actually able to work out that I'm really very abstract and very quirky when it comes to painting. And I'm actually doing my own oracle card set right now because Spirit said to me, go and get some paints. You need to start painting again. We're going to make an oracle set and I'll tell you what you need to do as we go. So I sit down a couple of nights a week and channel my oracle cards and paint them. So that is not a talent I knew I had until I came out of my comfort zone and just ignored the chatter and just went for it. So this is exactly the same for you, Cherie. Ignore the chatter, come out of your comfort zone, try some new things, try some really cool things. PK Plumaya? PK. I like that. I hope that's your real name. That's pretty cool, PK. Let's have a look. PK. Scratch my ear. I'm scratching my ear. I'm listening to things from the past. Things from the past are itching me. Okay. You have a major transformational card. So you've got the High Priestess. Okay, so this is all about you. It could mean a couple of different things, okay? So basically the High Priestess is the most powerful card that you can possibly get, especially if you're a chick, okay? So PK has pulled this out. So it's a transformational card. It's a change. It's perception change. It's an understanding of yourself. It's an understanding of environment, of community. So environment's a little bit different from community. So environment right around you right now, be observant and really understanding a new thing. It's like the analogy. So when I first read The Witches, I was about the 5th grade, I think, and I thought, wow, that's a really cool book. Then when I read The Witches again when I was in the 8th grade, I saw and felt different things in the book. Then when I read it again in my high school years, it was different again. It's essentially the same story, but each time I picked the book up, I had a deeper level of understanding. So this is what life is all about for PK right now. So she is starting to, every morning she steps outside, she walks out the front door and she sees this beautiful green tree. Now, one day she's going to see the beautiful green tree that's blocking the path and she needs to walk around it. The next day she's going to see the beautiful green tree and she's going to notice that the trunk is really quite pretty and it's got patterns in it because of the way the bark is. And the next couple of days after that, she's going to see how pretty the leaves are and how glossy they look and the different shades of green. So it's about an awareness of different things, okay? So not so much secrets being revealed, but a